This is Beyond the 65, brought to you by talkSPORT Ireland.
We are back, episode 4, Beyond the 65. The lads haven't done a runner just yet. And for those listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, it's a bit of a special episode today. We've got the jerseys out. Bubbles,
Jerseys are out, yeah.
take it away. What you in?
Club jersey. Killinall club jersey. Number 2, Conor just told me there that's the only spot I'm good for. But seeing as it's a GAA podcast, I said I'd wear a GAA jersey. I don't know. Who's that lad that used to play for Wexford?
This is a wing forward. Well, seeing as there's footballs all around us there now, I said I'll match in a little bit. Argentina, Diego Maradona.
That's
Retro classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're wearing a retro one yourself?
Yeah, hang on now.
Now, I feel like I'd be picking a bunch here.
You do?
I'm in at 2007, 2008 Wicklow GA jersey.
It's the pick of the bunch. But if we were over in London now, over with the boys in the soccer part of talkSPORT, I think Conor
Yeah,
will.
Yeah, they'd be all over it.
Yeah.
Well, listen, what I'd be saying there is Liverpool last game of the season.
Let's get it done.
Listen, whatever is coming up, champions, first game of next season, I'll take a couple of tickets.
A
Like,
little
you know
tour
what I mean?
there. See, he wants them to snap him up now over
That's
there.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, just the three of us. Like,
No, you can go. I'll take your fee here.
To do one next year, Bubbles.
Just the two of you then. Right, so.
just like episode 2 there.
It's like old times.
Yeah, he's like, geez, we had a great time that day.
Well, I can join remotely. So, do you know, I'll join from England.
Jerseys, I feel like, as someone who's obviously never been at the level you have, I feel like I'd be mad to swap a few jerseys around. Was it a thing for you?
Oh yeah, it was. Especially when you're a young lad, like it would have been a massive thing. But like with Tip, we weren't allowed to swap too many jerseys. It's only kind of later on that we were allowed. So I don't actually have too many. So you kind of tend to, if you don't swap them, then can you hold on to it? No, you have to give it back. But I suppose it's kind of like 2019 or we kind of started holding on to them. So I don't think I have any Tip jersey at home left. They're all giveaway or I don't know, lads taking them. But actually, the only jersey I have is, do you remember that Super 11s that went on over in New York and Boston? I've one of them. That's the only Tip jersey I have. The rest are gone. So
none of your All Ireland winning.
Oh yeah, they're in frames up on the wall. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. Yeah.
Some lad in New York is in.
How about you, Conor? Were you much of a man for swapping?
Collecting jerseys when I was younger, like anyway, like I was trying to get all the jerseys. I actually have most changes of Wexford jerseys since I was whatever age, 5, 6. A lot of them I've actually played now, which is actually deadly. So I've the smallest 5 to 6 jerseys right up to the small mans now that I'm wearing. But in terms of when I was younger,
small man's tight fit.
there you go, small man. player fit.
Muscle fit. Yeah.
But no, like, so that's a cool collection that I still have. But when I was younger, I just used to try to get every county. I was trying to get every county, and I remember New York were Azori at the time, and I could not, for loving the money, get this jersey white. They had it was like a shadow of the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah,
unbelievable jersey.
Yeah,
could not be got.
Do you have a jet now?
But I got it. I got
it.
Yeah. And I don't know where it is now. I have no idea. But yeah, no, there was a time there when you're, when you're 10, 11, 12, going to camps and all.
Every young lad that was into GA was just jerseys. Mum, I want this.
Yeah.
Daddy, I want this. I even see my little nephews at home now. My brother's kids, like they're just wearing a different jersey every day. Like.
Yeah.
I'm just like, if I went up to my mother and father asked for that, I know the answer. I get it really quickly.
Birthdays and Christmas, like.
Yeah, that's it. That's the time you get them.
Yeah.
Whereas now they're getting them every second week. But jerseys were class. I remember the first jersey that I got. Declan Fannin gave me his 2005 Munster final jersey with number 5 on it. Declan Fannon's from my club, like. That was, I still have it at home. Like, that was an unbelievable jersey. Like, was Enfer, like one of the really massive jerseys. Like, number 5. That was my first memory of being given a jersey. I think, that was a class one. I still have it at home as well. And like, I'd be good friends with Declan. He's my cousin as well. So, get on fairly well. And to have that at home is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool one. I'd say when I made my debut, it was the last our away kit we hurled Clare. And our away kit was like an all purple, but the home kit was player fit, but the away kit wasn't, like, right. So I'm there delighted now. nice jersey, look at it up on the wall there, it's going in number 26 or 25 or whatever it was. And I was like, Jesus, this is massive, like huge jersey. Like, so anyway, put it on, grand, straight away. Probably because I was so young, they beat us, and do you want to swap the jersey? Dara Donovan, or not Dara Donovan, what was his name? Scored the levelling point in the...
From where?
From Clare, levelling point in the All-Ireland, the draw.
Donald.
Donovan, sorry. Swapped with him straight away, right? So I was like delighted now this jersey, and then as the year went on, then I was like, oh, he was jersey, you know. Yeah. But the funny thing about that was our kit man, Sean Dunn, Liam's brother, he had noticed that I had swapped jerseys, like, and he went into Donald Donovan and said, like, he's after making his debut. Can you give him his jersey back, and I'll give you another jersey, a different jersey. And in fairness, he did. So he came back into me and said, you don't need to swap back, but there's keep your jersey for your first day. Like, which
He
is
came
actually
in and gave
nice
back to Donald himself.
well, but Sean Dunn went into him and he said,
yeah.
do you know? So it was a nice touch, like.
That is nice, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only one I don't have that I wish I had is my debut jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a championship debut. I think I made it against Limerick. Come on, at half time, scored 1-4.
I think.
Again, like that, like we weren't allowed to keep the jersey. It's not something that even came into my head because we actually lost the same day, and it's not something that came into my head. Oh, I want to keep my debut jersey, like, championship debut jersey. But it's the one that I'd like to get back. All right.
So do you have any idea where that's gone off to?
It was used again the next game.
Right.
So like we didn't keep jerseys. It was given back into Hot Pint Hayes. He was our kit man for Tip for 30, 35, 40 years. But he just would have took him back and he would have used him for the next game. So, like the only time you get a new jersey is the All-Ireland final day. So All-Ireland semi-final, keep the jersey. All-Ireland final is a new jersey. So that's the only time that we used to keep jerseys.
And would you ever swap now club ever?
Never. We actually, it was really weird. We won our first county final in 2018, and everyone was like, we throwing the jersey back in the bag here, like, oh, what's going on? We beeping down the town with the jerseys, like, and then we used to do that, like, say if you won, and then you just you get up to our complex and you throw the jerseys back in and that's it. But then chairman came in at the time and he was like, you can keep this one. There was there'd be no like county final or whatever on it. But yeah, no, that's, I think we might have a deal now that if we win a county final, our sponsor, it's in the deal, like, to pay for another set of jerseys. So
there's an incentive.
We can, you know what I mean? You can keep your jersey, but
to be in a position to get that.
Yeah, well,
so
sure,
okay, it
doesn't happen too often, but no, that's actually a nice one. Like, we've two of them now, which are very special. Like, do you know what I mean? To keep your club jersey, even though like you probably could take your club jersey, everyone would know where it is,
Yeah.
But they're nice ones, like, to have for keepsake.
So you said your first one there wasn't match fit or player fit there.
Yeah.
You sort of had that crossover then from jerseys going from loose and big sort of sleeves to bet onto you. What would you prefer now? You with the guns probably blazing, running around. Yeah.
Sleeveless. No. I don't mind. One thing I hate is how short it can be. Like,
yeah,
jersey,
short,
whatever.
yeah.
About like you might get a medium tight fit, like, and you'd be grand, but they're just short, like, or even a large like player fit. They're too short, like, but.
See, it's not too. He's on about being too short. That's if you're going up to catch a high ball and it lifts up a bit. It's not too bad if you have a six pack. But if you have a little bit of a belly, you don't really want it. Like,
Wearing a body armor.
And see, another thing from the outside is the amount of gear you'd see. You'd probably get like, would you get like bags and bags of stuff? Training gear, shorts, socks, half zips, jackets, gilets. Like what are we talking? Like, you probably, like, has it increased now more than ever, or what sort of level of stuff are you looking at?
Yeah, at the start, like when you're minors, but like everyone's goal when you're a minor, when you're 16, 17, like, is get on the panel now, I'll get the gear. Yeah. That's the goal. Then you get the gear, then you're kind of like, will I bother now?
Yeah. Like you with the football the time.
Yeah, I only got one set of gear though from being on both panels.
That was the catch.
But, like, the minor, like, it would have been a gear bag, and then your full zip jacket, to be honest, full zip jacket, a t-shirt, shorts and socks.
Yeah.
That's it, and a pants. That's all you get. Like. Whereas now, like, you're getting 2 training jerseys, 2 training shorts, 2 training socks, normal shorts and socks, 2 normal t-shirts, a polo t-shirt, 2 hoodies, 2 half zips. Everything. Gilets, full lent jackets, like the amount of gear that's been given out now, like you'd need 2 gear bags to bring it home with you, like. So, but back when you were a minor, like that was the, you know, and the very
You
minute
never ever wear the t-shirt, like.
Oh,
Yeah, t-shirt every year. No training, like training top. You used to wear your own jersey, like, or
Yeah.
whatever.
but the
That's
very
your-
minute you get it,
Oh,
that jacket didn't come off when you're going to school for
Yeah,
at
yeah,
least 3 months.
pulled off you.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, were you the type of lads, you know, you'd be going around proper full kit there, going for coffee? Yeah, I'll have the county gear on, I'll have the county shorts on, going for a bit of breakfast there. Were you walk around gory there?
No,
bit of-
no. But you know what are handy? Them the shorts are the greatest.
With the zips.
With the zips, like they're just the winner. Like they are the
Unbelievable,
winner.
yeah.
They're the one like that you'd wear a lot. Like the rest of the gear, like is just literally in the until it's needed.
It's turning into the corner of the
Yeah,
room
until it's needed.
match day.
Yeah.
You know, you might need a polo t-shirt or whatever, but the training jerseys, when they started coming in, like some of the designs are absolutely ridiculous. Like. And then the one like there's a lad over, like someone, it's the GPA rep, decides on the type of gear or the design that you get. Like, you know, some of them do be unreal. Like we got ones there for the commemorative year in 2020. I
Oh,
think.
it's beautiful.
There's a green one and the black one.
The white and green. That's when the footballers won the Munster in
Oh,
that
no,
jersey.
that's the actual playing jersey. But
Right.
like, we had training jerseys as well. I had 2 of them at home actually. They're unbelievable. It's a commemoration of 1920. Jersey had were class. Like,
Yeah.
some of the training jerseys unbelievable.
Yeah.
Swap a bit of that, alright, but
With that as well, then comes other sorts of deals. So you're getting your gear like that. Did you have a boot deal? What other gear? Were any other brands coming on board? Like, are you getting approached with that?
Few bits, like, but not hectic. Like just a few bits. Throwing out boots, Elveries or life.
why do you think he was on social media somewhere?
Nice kick stuff.
You Conor 10% off.
There you go. Bubbles actually texted me one time. What's the story? What size you? Looking for the soft ground boots. But no, sure. Like, I think in GA in general, the Dubs used to get it all. Like, really, didn't they? Anything that was coming. I remember one lad, Matty Ford, would have been the one that we would have always been like. Adidas, Sean Oak would have been around that time. John Gardner, all Cork lad, a lot of Cork lads as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Matty Ford, I remember just every time, even in club games, kicking football, and he's like sparkling new Predators, like unbelievable. Like one of the lads actually got a pair off him a couple of years back, like still in the box, fresh, untouched Preds from 08,
They've
09,
made their
you know,
comeback now. Like, yeah.
unreal, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I got a deal from Umbro, or sorry, not Umbro.
Jeez.
I'd be fairly stuck if I had to go on Umbro. I actually got a boot deal with Under Armour.
Did you? Right.
Around 2015, I think. So like that was an Under Armour. Wasn't like, especially in boots and stuff, weren't you know, overly hectic like. But there was one nice pair. They were class. They sent me out 2 pairs and a couple of pair of runners and stuff like that. But other than that, like there was it was very little.
Not many Under Armour athletes. Yourself, Anthony Joshua,
Yeah.
Alexander
there you go,
Arnold.
Trent, yeah. It's gone downhill since.
yeah, we're
Now
not
he's
speaking
gone.
about
He's
Trent
off
now.
to
Yeah,
Yeah,
Madrid.
since we went to Adidas, it's gone downhill. But that was it. Just got a couple of pairs of boots.
Yeah, that's the way generally.
And after that, then it was very, very slim. Like.
So it's not the case of, you know, you arriving home and boxes and boxes of stuff just being there.
No. Unfortunately not. But like later on, not later on, but like the county board, whatever, or the GA and the GPA would have deals done with Adidas like that. You're sent out a pair of Copas, a pair of Preds or whatever it is, and a couple of pairs of runners and stuff like that. The county board would do them deals. Now you'd still get them even if you still had a deal. Like some players would have had their own deals and stuff like that, but you get.
There's
both
an
sides of
allowance,
it.
I think, isn't it? It's allowance for GPA players or
Yeah, I think
whatever.
it's 300 quid or 450
Something like that,
quid.
yeah.
Now. You should know you're still playing.
Jeez, I haven't bought boots in a while.
You didn't get it this year.
No.
struggled to grab the pitch.
Still rehab. Makes sake. Hi, Bubbles.
Low blow straight away. What else are you getting? Like, I feel like, is there any car deals? Anything like if you're sponsored, were you sponsored by Skoda for a while? Tip? No.
I wasn't. I think the
Tip
captain,
in general were though, weren't they?
What?
Tip.
Were in general, yeah. But I think the captain and the manager got a car. That was bit. I was sponsored by Opel for a couple of months in 2014-15. I got an Opel Mokka.
Oh yeah.
They were brand new back then,
Granny
probably,
car.
were they?
But it was grand. Drove up to we used to drive to Port for All Ireland semi-final stuff and getting the bus from there. Like so, Yeah, it was grand. There was no writing or anything on it. Like it was just
grand,
it was just given the car. But then in 2015, then a local man in Kinlaw, he had a crash repair shop. He gave me a car with with his name plastered across it. You know, X crash repairs and all this, and his number, and my name on the side of it. Then I couldn't go anywhere. I had that for 2 years as well. But other than that, then it's not something that was really done in Tip like that much. Like Cork.
Kilkenny as well.
Kilkenny. I remember Cork to be lads on the Cork extended panel going around to sponsor cars and stuff like. You know, everyone was just getting a car down in Cork.
I think as well, what seems to be like Kilkenny. There's they all like the Michael Ling, isn't it? Are, they're hugely involved in the GA anyway. So do you know what I mean? It probably is within their interest to do it just for their own sake, really, as well. You know, but yeah, there you go. Yeah, but
So Liam Ryan was ever sorting you out with a whip there, anything for?
He was Opel, for a good while. Yeah, he was spinning. He was actually spinning around a bit of a car there with a small little Wexford flag on the side of it. You wouldn't even notice it. It was actually ideal for him. It's grand. But I think in general, if lads are involved or whoever owns these garages, they obviously want to get involved some way.
Yeah, it's the garage. It all depends on what garage it is. Like if a lad has an interest in hurling, football, or whatever, like they'll tend to get involved. But it's not something that was overly big in Tip. Some counties are, like I think Galway are fairly strong, and Mayo fairly strong in it as well. But I had a car for a while, but
the Mocha.
And in other ways, what else you looked after? You weren't like, if you're looking for work or something though, would the county board help? Like, is that another thing that's ever done?
No,
probably before our time.
Probably, yeah.
Like that, you're hurling for the Tip team, and you get a job in the bank. Like that was the thing for a long time.
Or sales rep, for on the road for someone, or
So
I think in general though, it's changed a good bit. Like probably the whole panel now, 80% of lads are probably in college to go teach, or do you know what I mean? Like or they're in a trade, or they're doing a trade or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? So like it changes. Like you're nearly doing it for yourself. Like, and again with the likes of GPA and stuff, they're kind of providing avenues for you to get into different courses and stuff like that to get into jobs then. But it's probably before our time, I'd say, where you're
looked after with a job.
You'd be knocking on the door of the county board maybe. But it's probably before.
Summer jobs now. They started with summer jobs.
As cool camps.
He was cool camp. I remember doing cool camps for a couple of years then, and they asked me to be a cool camp ambassador. That was going around to 4 different camps a day. Yeah. And sure, money was ridiculous for it. Like, I don't know if that's
good money for it.
Oh yeah, for the ambassador thing. Yeah. You go around to a camp, half an hour, go to the next one for half an hour. You'd be home.
You'd be home and hose there 2 o'clock.
You get ready for training. Then the money wasn't too bad, but like that was only during the summer. Like it's handy if you're in college and stuff like that. But I think it was before our time that they were handing out jobs.
I know. You're not going to turn down a few bob for advertising something, Instagram stories or anything, but is there anything you've been sent and you're like, Jesus, do I have to put this up? Is there any weird brands getting to you?
Yeah, a few. You just have to refuse. Like I just would.
What have you been sent?
Come on, look, there's no one listening.
There's a few things like that. Do you know? I remember I got sent down actually a load of clothes. It was like a shop had sent them down, like
pennies.
No, it was actually like a men's shop somewhere in Derry or something. I don't know.
Right.
Can't remember. But I got this arrived home one day and there was this box, like huge big box. Like I was like, fuck, this is deadly. Like, do you know, there could be heavy stuff in here. And I'm not joking you, the stuff that I took out with that, I don't even know where it came from. There's no way it came from this shop. Like, there was all sorts of stuff. There was like rain jackets with like stuff coming out at the side of it, the hood, snow gear. You know what I mean? Like, and you like, how can you even try help a man out?
You
like,
get
you know
some abuse over that as well.
Yeah, but like, just whatever about the abuse. But like, if you're doing something like that you don't want to do either, like, you know, you can't be at that. Like, but yeah, no. In general, like, you can kind of say no. Like, probably better off saying no before they send it. Like, but. You know?
Send out the stuff, I'll have a look.
Yeah, have a look, yeah. Don't like it, boy, keep it.
Yeah, if it doesn't suit, I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, that actually happened one time. It was that time. There was a red jumper or something. They didn't fit me, like. But one of the boys was like, I'll take that, like. So I said, grand, no bother, belt away. And then your man said, look, I'd send the box back, all the stuff. So I was like, right, Patsy, like, what's the story? So he rings and he's after wearing his yoke to death now. And he rides back in with the jumper and he's half shrunk, faded, the whole lot. He goes, how are you going to give that back? But anyway, I didn't send it back. I couldn't, like, fairness. So he's still wearing it to today, actually.
Who, your man is?
Yeah, still wearing it.
Send a few more out,
Yeah.
The only one I ever got, a crowd from Galway. Do you know what? I actually can't even remember the name of the company now, but it was a suit company, and they contacted me, asked me would I go up, or we'll give you a fee or whatever, and went up. Then I think they ended up giving me 3 suits and shoes and the whole lot. Like, and one of the suits is still at home. It's never been worn. It was a pinstripe suit. It's kind of a bit out of fashion now, I'd say. But,
you could bring it back, like.
On
the next episode.
Next episode is sponsored by Simply Suit.
Yeah.
But that's the only one I ever got. Stuff like that. Like, again, it wouldn't really be unless you're. Again, that was back, like, if you look back maybe at Henry Sheffield and like early 2000s and stuff like that. Henry Sheffield, Owen Kelly, like all the, like they were all sponsored by Adidas. Like,
yeah.
So Owen Kelly be going around.
Proper job, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
like he'd have
direct with the brand, like.
Yeah, he'd have 6 pairs of football boots in his bag that wouldn't be touched, like, you know, all this sort of stuff. So, you know, back then, but then I suppose the GA probably put a stop to it then.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Same with the Kerry. Remember Kerry had Adidas.
Yeah,
and all
Adidas,
that
they
sort
were
of
class
stuff.
too.
Oh, the GA get their way with everything, I suppose.
Another thing I did want to chat to you, and I actually wanted to bring it up earlier, and that was the whole individual side of things of the game. I know we've been quite heavy on team achievements, teams. Were you ever thinking about individual awards end of season, All-Stars, you know, player of the year, things like, does that ever enter your mind during championship season, or is it something as an afterthought more? No,
I wouldn't. Well, for me, it wouldn't have come into your thinking during the season, like, but like, you know, if Conor says now that he never thought about it after, I reckon he's lying. Like, but like after the season, you would be thinking like, oh, geez, I had a good year. Oh, I think I should get an All-Star. I hope I get an All-Star. Like, you'd be lying if you said that you didn't think of it. Like, you know, obviously everything is about the team, I suppose. But then at the other side of it, then, like, I don't think man of the match comes into it. But at the end of the year, like, if you're being nominated for an All-Star, like, you know, it is.
Yeah, it is good.
It is good to get nominated, to get 1 or 2 or whatever. If you got some, like, you know, that's. But during the year, you wouldn't be thinking of it. You'd only be thinking of it kind of after the year. You'd be like, you know, geez, would I be in? Would be in with it for a shout to get one here, like, and stuff like this. So, but like during the year, I don't think I never thought about it during the year, and it was more so kind of, you know, trying to win, I suppose.
You the same, Conor?
Yeah, yeah. Like when you're see, it's funny because All-Stars and stuff are kind of the back end of even a club season. Do you know? So like you're kind of looking back on your whole year and how you got on, really, and then. When you know it's kind of coming around to that time and there's talk and whispers of who do you think who's going to get Hurler of the year and all this kind of crack, you're kind of thinking, geez, I wonder if I'm a shout. You kind of know probably as well that you're having a hope if you've had you know,
that's the other side of it,
you know, like, as well, if you've had a grand enough year, I suppose, and then, you know, you're beaten in a quarter final or something, the likelihood is you're not going, you know. But you know, it's changed probably. Again, when you're younger, you're probably thinking of, you know, as in like you're 14, 15, 16, you're like Hurler of the year and All-Stars and the whole lot. But the longer it goes on, it's actually the moments of winning as a collective, like, you know, grand if you're playing well, whatever, but it's the cup in the middle of a dressing room, or, you know, as we were talking about the memories of on a train home or even training camps, previous episodes and stuff like that. They're the kind of wins, really, I find. They're the biggest rewards that I've ever got anyway, definitely. And even, I know I touched on it before, the club things, they were kind of the big ones. Spending it with the lads they were with all year, obviously it's great to be getting All-Star nominations or All-Stars or whatever, but yeah, no, they're definitely the collective.
If it comes at the end of the season after having a successful season or a successful year, like, grand, you'd be happy enough, like. But again, it wouldn't be a drive, like, for Trent, for example, like, he came out and said he's moving to Real Drix, he wants to win the Ballon d'Or instead of Champions League or a World Cup with England, like, you know.
Yeah, a bit of sour taste at least.
Yeah, like, that wouldn't be.
Yeah, I don't think that's the thing, really. And well, I certainly don't think I'd ever feel like that. I don't think like 99%, even in soccer, like, I think that's probably why he's getting backlash, is that no one feels like that. Like, or no one really does feel like that.
Yeah, and it's like if it comes after the season, well and good. If not, yeah, who cares, kind of a thing.
How-
You would like to get some individual honours, but like I suppose if your team isn't successful, then you don't really care about it either.
Yeah, that's it.
How do you find out when do you get a call? Is it the night of? Do you remember it?
See, it's every second year for hurling and football. Like, so, just the year that it's football, that's being announced on the night. Like, the hurlers would know on the Wednesday before the Friday.
Right.
And then the year after, then you wouldn't know. I can't remember. I got one in 14, and I can't remember whether we were told. I think we were told. I think the footballers was announced on the night, and we knew on the Wednesday. But yeah, it's either a phone call or an email. I can't really remember. But yeah, it's nothing too official. Like, it's someone might contact you to make sure that you have to get in a tux or whatever. But
You're going.
yeah, or that you go. I actually got a phone call because I didn't reply to any emails. I was in Australia in 2019, and I got a phone call to say that I didn't reply to any email and stuff like this. And I was there thinking, I was like, over in Australia, I was like, jeez, they're ringing me now. Am I going to get an All-Star here?
Yeah.
Like, and then ended up not getting one. I still think I didn't get one because I was in Australia.
Did you? Oh, you didn't go then?
No, I was in Australia, so I couldn't go. Well, they contacted me to see was I going for whatever reason. So that made me think then, oh, geez, I'm getting an All-Star here. Like, but right, I didn't really care. We were after winning All-Ireland. I was in Australia. I didn't. I didn't care,
you're not thinking about All-Stars then. Yeah.
Which that should be another one. Like, is that?
Well, look, I don't know. But yeah, it's not too official. It's just literally an email or a phone call. I can't really remember. Have you got a tux? Are you going? That's basically it. Like, and then you'd find out then on the Wednesday before, and if not, then just on the night.
Is there lads you feel been overlooked for one of them? Like, I know, like, for ye in it might not be as much, but I feel like fans watching, it's a really big thing. Do you feel like there's been lads maybe overlooked, like, geez, how has he gone 12, 13 years of a career and never an honour beside his name or an All-Star beside his name?
Off the top of my head, I can't.
The only one that I can think of is, and it's not that he didn't get one, it's 2016. We won the All-Ireland and Shamey was unbelievable, and Austin Gleeson got hurler of the year. Now, Austin Gleeson was unbelievable the same year. He got young hurler and hurler of the year, but Shamey and Paddy were nominated. So two tip lads were nominated, and it's voted for by the players.
Oh, so there was a split there.
So straight away there was a split
funny.
for the tip lads, and Austin. Now, don't get me wrong, Austin deserved it. He was absolutely unbelievable at 16, like, But after winning the All-Ireland, you probably would have thought that one of the tip boys would have got Paddy or Shamey. But then the vote was split then because there was two tip players. I think it happened in the football as well the same year.
Yeah, and am I right in saying that I am right, I know I am. In 14 and 15 he was top scorer in the championship.
Shamey?
In 14 and 15 as well.
It could have been, yeah.
And then 16 it was like he's getting it.
He's
Like.
getting it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And because they'd lost in 14 and 15. Well, you weren't in the final in 15, but like 14 and then
But 15, remember, he scored, that was a 3-6.
6 in the semi-final
Off,
and lost.
Yeah, and lost, yeah. But that's like, again, not taking that away from Austin Gleeson. Like, Austin Gleeson was unbelievable. He won young hurler of the year as well. That was his best year they ever had. But you're just thinking, like, and then Conor makes a good point there about the previous 2 years about Shamey. But the vote was split then from tip players, and then everyone else then they were like, because Paddy Maher was unbelievable the same year. So
I think the big one is like for the hurler of the years, who's unbelievably unlucky not to get. Do you know what I mean? So like Jamie Barron was another year. He was absolutely unreal. I can't remember what year it was. 2020 maybe?
17, no?
Or maybe 17. Anyway, it was 1 year I thought he was head and shoulders above everyone, but like how much he lost the vote by even, do you know? I thought he was really unlucky not to get it that year, like, but
if you actually thought about it, there probably is loads of people, but it's very hard to think of off the top of your head, like who was unlucky in certain years. But like if we're talking about the All-Star thing, like to me it should be done on position. Like it shouldn't be 6 forward, 6 back.
It's changed an awful lot now. Like,
it should like if you're playing at number 14, if Conor's playing at 14, he should be up against Shamey playing at 14. Not putting Conor at 15 to put Shamey at 14.
And then at 15, it was a natural corner forward mistake. Yeah.
Like but
how good was Shamey? Obviously, you sharing a change room with him.
Look, he was unbelievable. He was class. He was there since 2008, and It took him a few years to try and, or I suppose, nail down that position. When Eamon O'Shea came in 2013, so Eamon was there 8, 9 and 10, and then he left, but he came back in 13 as the manager, and it just gave Shamey a new lease of life. Myself and Shamey, like, Eamon would have been very good to both of us, but Shamey just went to an absolute different level. 13 he was okay, but 14, 15, 16 then he was unbelievable. 17, 18 probably not as good, and then the captaincy then in 19 then just drove him on again, like. So like, he probably should have got hurler there in 16, but then to come back then and get it in 19, like, you know. But he was unbelievable, and when he got the captaincy then it completely changed him as a leader, like, you know. He'd always be a leader in the dressing room, but he just went to another level with that as well. But he was class. He was
goal a game, I think he got 19, did he?
A goal every game, yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. Top goal scorer in championship history, yeah. 41 goals, I think.
Some goal.
I'm not 100% sure on that now. I could be wrong, but he's the top goal scorer in Hurling Championship, yeah, ever.
And do you think he ranks highly enough? I'd say, like, obviously so rated in Tip. Do you think nationally that he gets the recognition he deserves?
That's hard to know. Like I suppose his first maybe 4 or 5 years, he probably wasn't. he wasn't setting the whole world alight. But then in the next maybe 6, 7 years, he was unbelievable. Then, like, you know. So I don't know. Like, he's obviously a Tip legend. Like, he's up there with the best. But nationally, I couldn't say what other people think of him. You know, like Conor.
What you think, Conor? Yeah.
Like,
I think he's been undervalued or underrated. I definitely think that. I think there's probably, for the same reason, there's been lads blown up completely for the same kind of what you're saying trajectory of career. Like, I think she's absolute dynamite. Like unmarkable at times. Like, you know, and even as you said, at the latter end of his career, then to get a goal a game in every. Do you know what was it, 9 games or something like that?
Yeah, 8 games maybe.
Scandalous, like.
And then he changed. Like, he was a half forward, a real stick man half forward, kind of centre forward that would float around the place. Then he changed into a full forward. Then put on a good bit of size, like, got really physical. Yeah. And then come the end of it, then, well, not the end of it, like, but 19, like, he was still scoring a goal a game and he was still scoring points, but like, he was an absolute dog. Like he was Macho Hanlon picked him up in the All-Ireland semi maybe. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Like, but you know, he just worked really hard, like, and just pure dogged it out of it. And like, even in training, like, he was like filthy in training, like, you know. But that brings other lads onto another level, like, you know. Other teams, I don't know what they can say about him, but for me, like, he's definitely up there. Like, he was absolutely unbelievable for Tip, and he's unbelievable for me as well, like, just on a personal level as well. But he was class.
Yeah, and do you feel like you probably both had players over the course of the career that you just click so well with on the pitch? Who'd they be for you, Conor? That just someone, when you know they're playing alongside you, know you'll play well.
I'd say from a young age, probably Kevin Foley. Like, he'd always just say, like, just, I know, you don't need to tell me, like, kind of where to put the ball, or, you know, there's just no telepathic nearly, you know. But that's probably since under 14 up. But probably the number one I would say is Paul Morris. He was just like, knew when to get out of the way, knew when to run, knew when to get
out of the way, as in, Paul, get out of the way.
Yeah, well, no, he didn't even say it to him. But he knew what I was. He actually knew what I was doing before I knew what I was doing. Do you know that kind of way? Like, he actually, for the goal against Hip, second half was, like, he ran in. I don't know if you can try to get a clip of it. He ran in and he looked like, I thought he was going to, like, try rifle it into the top of the net or something, and he zinged it across the 6-yard box to me, like. And I was saying to him afterwards, like, what the fuck?
Square ball.
It was, no way. I was like that.
Roll it back, roll it.
Some touches what it was. That's why I said to Paul, like, it was good job he touches in. But no, he was just, and Brain, like, just, Mr. Consistent. Again, he adapted his game massively, like, and just really, he was a huge help for me, like, and he actually brought me to my first training for Wexford. But he was just always there, and just a good, just unbelievable professional, basically, in everything he done. Wicked off the left. Don't think I've seen him strike one off the right. Not too many, but he was. But no, he's just absolutely gifted. To call him Stick, just for being so good with his stick work. But he was definitely a standout for me, anyway.
Bubble, apart from Shamey, is there others that you just ticked with?
Noel.
Yeah.
and that's not going to be a personal thing. That's going to be everyone that has hurled with Noel for Tip for the last 15 years. He's an absolute man is an absolute genius. Like, he sees stuff that no one else can actually see. Noel was unbelievable. John, like, being an inside forward for a good few years, like with John as well, John McGrath, like the two of them are just so smart, like, and they're just so cute and aware of everything, like, you know. But like Noel will be number one, like Schiff and Shamey, like the two of them, and then John, and then like you'd have Brendan as well, like that kind of core group that, like, even though the lads are a good few years older than me, but like that core group that was kind of there from 13 to 19, 20, like all them lads, like, you'd have a proper good relationship with, like, you know, even like Cahill cornerback, James Barry fullback, like, and then you go to Brendan, Paddy, Ronan, like I would have loved to play another couple of years with Ronan, like, because he was absolutely unbelievable. Like, Ronan came into us and he was like you, like, he came into us and he was 17, maybe turning 18 and 14, like, and then 2 years later, 19 years of age, like centre back on All-Ireland winning team, like, and now he's captain. Like, people are saying, oh, Ronan Maher, you know, like, he's a lot of miles on the clock. Yeah, he does, but he's still only 29, like, you know,
he still gets into every team in the country, doesn't he?
Oh, 100%. He's unbelievable, like, you know, like, there's a lot of lads there that you could name. Like, you could name 10 or 12 lads, like Bonner Maher was absolutely unbelievable for us as well. Dan McCormack. But like, if pick one or two, like, it would have to be Noel out the field, delivering it into you, and then being inside.
It is different that way. That's why I was saying with Kevin Foley, like, you know, you just know, like, it's the lads that are hitting the ball in. Whoever you have the best gel with out there, you know, you're going to get 8 out of 10 times. But
so Noel out the field, and then I suppose the full forward line that we had for a good couple of years, Seth, Shamey and John, like, that was a pleasure and a joy to play in.
Is Noel the definition of a player that, no matter who he playing alongside, like, makes them better? Though, you know, you hear it across sports, like, whoever's playing beside him, like, he makes them look better. Would he be just a definition of that? Yeah,
he would. Like, you could see it with Tip this year, like that. You know, he calms everyone down. You know, he's a relaxing influence, and, you know, like, you know, he could, again, like, I know he's getting on a bit now, like, but he, like, still, no matter, like, if Noel was 40, like, and he could only walk, like, I'd still have him there for 20 minutes, you know, because it's just the player that he is. Like, Noel doesn't need to be sprinting around the field, like, you know. Put the ball, if you give Noel the ball, like, he'll put it into your mouth from 70 yards, like, and he just knows the game so well. Like, he'd be on the field pointing at lads, telling them to go here and there, like, six passages before the actual play is going to come, like, you know. So, like,
he's probably the kind of player that once he leaves, you'll only realise how good he was. Or even the lads who've played with him for a few years and now he's gone will come out and say, we miss him a lot, like, do you know what I mean? That's why I think, see it in soccer and all, like, you don't, like, they only realise, you know, club players move on to other clubs and you're like, Jesus, how valuable was he? Like, he definitely looks like that anyway, like, you know.
No, he is, like, and, like, he hasn't got as much game time in the last maybe two or 3 years. This year now has been different. He has got a good bit, like, but I think that was people realising that, like, he mightn't have the legs here to run after Jamie Barron or Darrell Fitzgibbon, like, but geez, he can give you everything else, like, you know. The man is a genius, like for me, like, he'll go down the top. Now, I know I didn't see too much of Tip players back before the 90s or whatever, but Noel will go down as in the top 5 anyway, I'd say. Like, he was absolutely unbelievable, and, like, I think this is his 15th year in county. Like, he was in again at 18.
Yeah, won All-Ireland then.
Won All-Ireland. He was in 9, and then won the All-Ireland in 10. Like, you know, he went straight in after his last year minor. He was he was centre back for us last year minor, like, and like, no, he could probably still play centre back now, like, the way the game has gone.
Might go back there.
He might, but, like, he's there since 2009. So this is actually his 16th season, or 17th even. Like, that's some going. Like,
could you always tell with him though? Even like you were saying, minor there. Did you always know that he'd have that level? And then obviously playing with him for so many years, did you know that he'd be one of these, you know, longevity wise?
Oh yeah. Like, it's not just Noel, like, it's the family. Like, you've John there and you've Brian as well, like, but the whole family, like, the whole lot more, I suppose, made up McGrath's, like, you know, like, but the whole thing, like, you could see that, but, like, you can even see him talking like that, like, he won't finish with Tipperary unless he's not wanted, or he literally can't walk, like, you know, that's the way he speaks, like, and he looks after himself so well that, like, you know, he won't mind me saying that he was never blessed with too much pace. So, like, he'd still be able to play at the inter-county level for another, in my opinion, another 2 or 3 years anyway. Like, because he's he's so smart in the ball. Like, look at TJ. Like again, same, not a complete different player, but like he could stay playing, like, because he's just so smart, like, and
just adapting to
but like they could just walk around the pitch and it'd still be as effective as if they were sprinting around, like, you know. They just have that effect on your teammates and the other team, like.
If you had to play in any other position, have you ever been tempted to try something else? Or were you ever trusted? I know you used to wear 11 for Davy sometimes, but you were never obviously playing really in that centre forward role. But is there anywhere you would have been like?
No, I love a run out centre back or something. They always seem to have a handy, like.
Centre back.
They have a handy, like.
I used to play centre back underage, and growing up and stuff, like, and centre back would be the position. Yeah.
And why is that?
You just said it. Have it so handy. Get someone else to mark your man, and you can
See
go
us
do it. You can
sitting
go
off
do
and
what you
strike
want.
ball. Yeah.
Yeah, your man. I should look. I don't mind. He can throw over 6 pints, but as long as
You might get 2.
Yeah. But yeah, everyone says the best position to play on hurling field is 6. Now 11 is unbelievable as well, but I wouldn't mind getting a go at 6. Yeah.
For club, were you always full forward as well? Are we ever like, oh, Conor, go on, throw on number 8 or 9 there, do a bit?
No, it's always forwards, really. I love 11, but I just never get enough time out there. Like, do you know, to even go back out there.
Doesn't have the accuracy.
Accuracy. It's handier out there. Handier out there.
But you did play a good bit at 12, though.
Yeah, no, I played a good bit at 12, alright, yeah. I like 11, but again, I play a bit there with the club, but then, like, you need a goal or something, you're on the edge of the square, you find yourself, or you might drift in behind and they think you're playing there, and it's like, oh, we'll just rinse and repeat that then, you know.
Yeah.
But no, I like playing inside too. Like, it's a bit of excitement too. Particularly when the ball's sticking, like
the ball's coming in.
If ball's coming in, you're flying. Yeah. You don't care
whether you win it or not. Like, but if the ball keeps coming in, like, if the ball is hitting 10,
that's the best position to be in. Then
if the ball is coming in 10 times and you win it twice, you're happy enough.
Yeah.
If you get 1-1 out of them 2 balls, like, you're happy. Yeah. Whereas if the ball's not coming in, there's nothing worse. Like, you're going out the pitch. Like, but 11, a couple of years I played at 11 for Tip were unbelievable. Like, just that bit of a release,
freedom, like,
bit of a release from inside. Like, you know, I played most of it inside, but then when I went out to 11, then kind of 19 to 21, 22, like, the release and the freedom, like, it's just unbelievable.
So, you know, as well, like, I often find, like, even, you know, you can say to an 11, like, he's sitting off, like, do you know, when you'd love to just be out there being that 11 then, you know, that kind of way you're looking at you.
You think you're there sometimes.
He's gone off again now. Rory O'Connor's gone off there now again, just
out
to get a nice bit of loose ball there now, and there's that man sitting in front of us again.
You know, you have the lad inside then, like, I remember Shamey said to me, like, you go in there for a few minutes, I want to go out.
Yeah.
Because the 11 is kind of dominating, like, but yes, but 6 would have been nice, alright.
6 is probably the number 1.
I don't mean to bring it back up. I want to do maybe a little game if you're up for it, but it does involve the 2019 All-Ireland semi-final. I know this will be going a few bubbles.
Jeez, no, I don't want to do this.
It's a bit different. I want to make 2 managers out of you. 2 co-managers. I've got 2 starting 15s here in front of me, and we're going to try to do a combined 15.
Right.
Done.
Now, so I'm going to say the names anyway. We're going to go by number, but we're going to do opposite to the Allstars. So if we need to fit someone else in at 12, because there is a certain 2 people wearing 11 on that same day. Right, we're going to start off. Goalkeeper.
So was I.
Oh, yeah.
Brian Hogan against Mark Fanning.
Mark Fanning.
Fanning, yeah.
Right. Now, the Tip full back line that day was Cathal Barrett, Barry Heffernan, Ronan Maher. Wexford's was Damien Reck, Liam Ryan, and Simon Donoghue. So maybe start off cornerback. Cathal Barrett, Damien Reck.
Cathal Barrett.
Yeah, Cathal Barrett. Do I have to agree, or do I?
Well, you can put up a little debate there if the 2 you
But
want.
for the other cornerback, or is it just
So, yeah,
you're going either or for, and then we just
and then the other cornerback there, then Ronan Maher or Simon Donoghue.
Ronan Maher.
Yeah. Then that full back, then Liam Ryan or Barry Heffernan.
Liam Ryan.
Yeah.
It's easy at the minute, but
yeah,
it's
this is getting now. Yeah.
I know you were a boxer when you were young now.
Yeah, he's a boxer now. So 5 that day, Brendan Maher and Paddy Foley.
Brendan Maher.
Paddy Foley was good
Yeah,
that day.
very good. Yeah, he's very good.
Very
He
good
had
that
a
day.
brilliant year that year.
I think
he got
scored
nominated for All-Star.
He got 2 from play that day, I'd say.
Yeah.
He was good that day, yeah.
That's why you went over on Sean Murphy.
Sean Murphy came over on me.
So we'll go over to the other side then. 7, Seamus Kennedy and Sean Murphy. But Paddy Foley can be with a shout here as another wing back if you fancy.
Who played sweeper?
I would probably
Kevin
say
Foley.
Sean Murphy.
You'd go Sean Murphy.
Yeah. Just I think he was unbelievable that year.
Yeah.
And he had actually been playing sweeper. And he went into that role then for that year.
And Kev Foley played it.
Kevin Foley played it, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd go Paddy Foley myself, but
Just 2 Wexford men fighting over. Right. Who?
well, like in fact, like the the 2 of them were nominated for Allstars, weren't they?
Yeah.
Did Sean Murphy get one?
No. D. O'Keefe.
Do you keep going? There's 2 Wexford lads. Like Conor can have to decide.
I'll go Sean Murphy on
Sean Murphy. Then 6, centre back, Matthew O'Hanlon or Pádraig Maher.
Pádraig Maher.
Yeah. Right. 8 and 9. So Noel McGrath and Michael Breen.
Just to be clear now, there's no sweeper in this team, no?
No, we're not playing sweeper this year. Noel McGrath, Michael Breen for Tip, and then Kevin Foley, Dermot O'Keefe for Wexford. So first midfielder there, who we
Nolan D, I suppose.
Nolan D.
Nolan D.
Kevin Foley's not with a shout there because he didn't play there.
I'd have him in every day. Put that on record.
Now we're getting into the juicy bits. It's a half forward line. So number 10 for Wexford, Liam McGovern, Dan McCormick for Tip.
I'm going to say Liam Og because that particular year he was unbelievable. Now, I don't know.
I'm going to say Dan. Dan was I know Liam O gave a lot to you, but like Dan gave a lot to like, considering Bonner was missing. So we had no Bonner that year for an Achilles injury. I go Dan and I'd fight for Dan there, no problem.
Right. So we're gonna go Dan now in that 10. Now we come up to number 11 from that day.
We're playing a double 11, I think, are we? No sweeper, double 11.
So
Neither of us played there.
both wore 11.
Actually, yeah.
Neither played there. So Bubbles for Tip, Conor Mack for Wexford. Now I am gonna allow you to push. I know you were further in.
I don't know who played 11 for us that day. Who's 12?
Niall O'Mara.
Niall played 11 for us, yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
So if you want, we can go Niall then. Where were you then? You were inside? Wings, yeah. So
Wing and inside. I was inside for the second half, so that doesn't mean I have to make it.
Yeah. I took off.
We won the match. The game was over. The game was over. 69th minute I came off.
So, who's getting the 11th spot in our combined team here?
So what's the inside then?
So
Inside is John, Shamey, yourself,
Jason Ford.
J.O. Yourself.
Chin.
And then Chin, Paul Morris,
Lee Chin
Rory
at 11.
O'Connor.
Put Chin at 11. Sure, that's where he played.
Right. So we go Lee Chin, centre forward.
Yeah.
And then 12, Jack O'Connor was there for Wexford. Bubbles. We got Bubbles 12. Then, full forward line. We've got these to choose from. Shamey Callanan, John McGrath, Jason Ford, Paul Morris, Conor MacDonald, and Rory O'Connor. We need 3 from them. You're blessed with
I'm in now. I can't be taken out.
So you can pick them.
Yeah, I'll pick no matter as long as you're okay with being left out.
Sure, Shamey.
Shamey has to go on in.
Shamey, yeah.
Who else? Paul Morris. The one lad I just talked about.
Yeah, but he's definitely going to be left out here now. I would go Conor and John McGrath.
Conor and John McGrath.
He go Conor and Rory O'Connor. I guarantee.
No.
Would you go?
I go.
You and Paul.
John McGrath. He got sent off like.
Sorry for that. Are we going this match or that year? For either or, yeah. Yeah, actually, forgot.
That's
off, yeah. Takes him out, don't it?
Maybe for the purpose of this, I think if we're doing combined 11 from that day.
That's what I'm saying. Like.
Yeah. Sorry, John.
Jason's up.
He got a goal actually, did he?
Yeah.
Right.
Off early though.
So Conor, we're putting you in.
Yeah.
You in the corner, are you? Shamey
Me
in
and
the middle.
Shamey on 2 edges of the square.
And who's floating around you then?
Floor.
Rory O'Connor's floating then, is he?
No, Paul Morris, I'm going to say.
Paul Morris.
Yeah.
Do you think Paul Morris had a better year than Rory O'Connor?
No, but in that game he did.
So we're going off this game. So this is where I'm getting confused. Just this game or that year?
Well, being confused. We'll go off the game. It's been picked from the day.
This doesn't make for good listenership now. But let's go back to the start. Right, yeah. Look, like Conor had to decide factor there.
No, if it's going on the year, I'd say Rory.
But if it's
But
going
it's
on
not
the
a year
game,
John McGrath is in then, is he?
Rory O'Connor had a good year. To be
He
fair.
did, yeah, he did. He's nominated for Young Hurler of the Year. So he's in.
Yeah. Right, we
Congrats.
go.
Who
Now-
got it?
now-
Do you know?
No.
I don't know.
One Cody?
Oh.
No.
What's your 2019?
Adrian Mullen.
No. Was it?
Adrian Mullen, because he was the only one in the final.
Cody was 2020 and 21 then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably right, yeah.
Adrian Mullen. Good man.
I'm good at the old Hurler of the Years now since maybe mid-2000s.
Well, there's our...
There you go. There's
final
your
episode they were
questions.
chatting. Right.
Yeah.
Are you on Rory or
Rory.
Jack? Or you on Rory?
Rory.
Do you want to hear the team back?
I'll do it.
Right, in goals, we've got Mark Fanning. We have a full back line of Cathal Barrett, Liam Ryan, and Ronan Maher. Then Brendan Maher, Porrick Maher, and Sean Murphy. In the middle, we've got Noel McGrath and Dermot O'Keefe. Then 10, Dan McCormick. 11, Lee Chin. 12, the man, the myth, the legend, John Bubbles O'Dwyer.
You said it, not me.
This time.
It's a lovely ring to it. Then full forward line, we have Shamie Callan and Conor MacDonald, and then beside them, Rory O'Connor.
Yeah.
What a
Happy
team
enough.
that'd be though.
Not really, no. It's an 8-7 split to tip.
Yeah.
Yeah. We won, like.
I was not expecting you to. I thought that you were going to be.
Yeah, but look, the man is still devastated over it. Give him something. Actually, you know what? Take me out there and put in Jack O'Connor. Give him 8-7. Something.
Switch it up
Take
there.
something from it.
8-7.
What manager are we going with?
Davy Fitz. You'll say Sheedy.
Sheedy.
Right, because it's co-managers there.
I know, you have to go with the other
Sheedy, yeah.
manager.
Yeah, Sheedy manager.
I remember, I don't know, you probably didn't watch it back. Now you're saying that you didn't watch it back. I remember after the match by Sheedy, the way he stepped out onto the field, it's like he's going to kill someone. And was it against? Yeah, it was against Wexford as well. A lad, I think, was it Rory O'Connor? I think ran into him during the match.
Oh yeah, started the game.
And he just stood there.
Yeah.
And he hopped off him. You could
Fair
just
toe off it, like
oh
well.
Jesus!
Was he like that, or was that just that game?
Oh no, he's like that.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than like you're training, like, and we'd Tommy Dunn, we'd Eamon O'Shea, we'd Darry Egan, go for your call. When you go out into the pitch and you see Liam there, ready to take a drill, you're just saying your prayers, like saying your prayers. But yeah, no, it's I'm happy enough with that.
Well, great way to finish it.
Yeah.
Episode 4 done. For anyone listening, watching in, season finale, we're gonna put it in your hands, the listeners, the viewers. Any questions that you want the two boys or the Wicklow man in the middle to answer, send them in, comment. We'll get to it in the final round, but we're gonna do a season finale of questions from the public. What do you reckon about that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Lads, thank you as always.